I'm from Steubenville. My family is from Steubenville, like as far as the Livingstons go. And I grew up, you know, went all the way from grade school to high school. Played some ball. I love football. I mean, that's my passion. I mean, I've played literally since I was like in 4th grade. I've played football. Went to school up at Kent State. What stopped me from finishing was just money started coming. I mean, I started driving truck, and like literally I was making like almost $3 grand a week. If I wouldn't have been making the money, I'd have probably finished school. But I started making that money, and like it was nice having all of that.
He ended up in a major medical center. They weren't sure if he had a brain tumor. They knew it wasn't a stroke. They took him to surgery. He required brain surgery, a craniotomy, and they determined that he had a very large pocket of infection. So he was discharged, but I think a lot of people who hear this story can identify with somebody with very unexpected, complex problems out of town, who gets sent back home with many needs, and you have no idea where to go to even begin to address them. He had a feeding tube, which he didn't really need. He was able to eat and swallow again, but they sent him home with a feeding tube. He had multiple speech difficulties. When we first saw him, he was in a wheelchair. He actually had a decubitus, or a bed sore. Many medications needed addressed. He was a diabetic, and it was not controlled. So he had lots of complex issues that we had to work through.
I just knew I wasn't the same person. Like, you know, and they told me that my surgery, you know, like had a lot to do with that, you know, my changes or whatnot. So like I knew that I wasn't who I was anymore, you know. We
started working with his medications. We had the feeding tube removed. We had immediate consultations. We had Dr. Nandra see him. We had other consultations that we had him see. He needed physical therapy, he needed occupational therapy, he needed speech therapy. It was highly, highly, highly complex, but we have this luxury. If I need to see somebody every week, I see them every week. And you explain to the patient, like, we're gonna get to be really good friends and I'm gonna see a lot of you, but the goal is I cast a wider net, and you know, you're able to be on your own and you come back less frequently. And that's what we did with him.
Y'all helped a lot with, you know, getting where I'm going to get it at, scheduling doctors who I needed to talk to, you know, what's next, things like that.
He was willing to let us do our thing collectively as a group, because it's everybody here. It's the director who makes it possible for all of us to come here and do this. It's our nurse, Mike. It's Amanda at the front desk, who's amazing at connecting people. It's Juliet in the pharmacy. So it's kind of like a choir. And sometimes the provider is the choir director, but we're just one really small piece of the puzzle. It's everybody else that takes a part in that. And he was willing to let us do that.
One of the things that happens for our providers is they go into the exam room and they spend a great deal of time just talking to the patient and finding out what their needs are. They're almost like investigators trying to figure out what exactly does our patient need. And then we work together as a group to formulate a plan and make the calls necessary and connect them to those services. We often hear that the Ohio Valley Health Center is the best kept secret in the Valley, and we want to change that. We know that we have made a big impact on our community even this year. We have had a 69% increase in the number of patient visits over 2021. And we've seen a 32% increase in the number of unique patients that we saw in 2021, and we only expect those numbers to grow for 2023. And we're honored to be a part of people's lives during this time, for us to be able to provide them with high quality services and treating everyone with dignity and respect. That's always the ultimate goal here.
Looking at all that he was facing, he could be, worst case scenario, in a facility. I think Dorian's life has changed dramatically.
When I started here, I was in a wheelchair. Now I can walk, and I stuttered a lot more.
He's out and about. He has friends, he has a brother, he's helping somebody who's starting a small business and doing small things around there. But it's just the fact that he's out, he's talking to others, he's contributing, and he has plans.
I just would like to be back at work and make life so much easier. And you ain't gotta worry about certain things. I owe this place a lot. Because I know that where I'm at right now, clearly, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for this place here.